Hello friends, welcome back. Today is Saturday, July 20th. I am filming this video a little over a week after getting home from the 2024 American Council of the Blind Conference and Convention, which was in Jacksonville, Florida this year. It was really hot. I would have filmed this sooner, except I have been recovering from a cold. You can probably kind of hear it in my voice. I'm still a little bit congested. It's not great, but I'm doing a lot better than I was, and thankfully it is not COVID. However, I was around several people who unfortunately did test positive for COVID at the end of the convention. Luckily, I was not one of them. Anyway, I want to start this video off with a hotel room tour. We stayed at the Hyatt Regency Jacksonville Riverfront. Our view from our room didn't really have much of a river view. You could kind of see it. Onkar was able to see a lot of boats in the distance. I was not able to see that because he can see farther away from me. However, without further ado, let's launch into the hotel room tour and then we will come back and chat a little bit. I actually had a pretty decent flight. I made friends with like a flight attendant at the gate and he actually gave me some free food, which was very cool of him. But now we're at the hotel. We actually moved to a different room. This is the same like configuration as the one we were in, but we ended up like originally on a much lower floor that was part of the convention center, and we didn't want to do that. So now we're on a much higher floor, and by the time you guys see this, we're not going to be here anymore anyway. So let's do a little room tour. So we walk in and we enter here. The bathroom is to the left, so let's go in here first. We have this full, like, big lighted mirror. Hi, hello. What I'm shocked about is, remember, there was the TV in the mirror in Schaumburg. This is a Hyatt, that was a Marriott. I guess they don't do smart TVs here. To the left, in our room at least, we have the lighted magnifying makeup mirror, and there is what I'm assuming is, this is bar soap and some thing in a bottle. Don't know what it is. Figure it out later. Next to the sink, there are some towels hanging up. This mirror is still continuing over here and it's like really throwing me off. Tissues down here. There's shelving under the... Oh, thank God, there's a hairdryer. I left mine at home, like deliberately. But there's shelving under here with extra towels, of course. 2 rolls of toilet paper, trash, toilet. We have a no-slip mat for the inside of the tub and like a bath mat for like the tile. And the tub here with different sort of like, this tiling feels different. The shampoo, conditioner, and what's it called, body wash are on the wall, which I hate. So I'm assuming that the other little thing that's on the bathroom counter is lotion, like hand lotion. This bathroom is actually a really decent size. Like, I'm shocked. It's pretty big. There's an extra couple of hooks here next to the shower and on the door as well. And then across, we have this closet, which this right hand, there we go, yeah. This right hand door is stuck. Typical closet, luggage rack iron with an ironing board, a couple of hangers, probably gonna need to get more of those. A safe all the way up there. Across from the closet, we have the, what they called a credenza in the hotel description that they sent out. This bottled water that we're not going to be drinking because it's expensive. A coffee maker with all the coffees and teas and stuff. And you guys know I have to check and see if we have lids. We do. Remember in St. Louis, there were no lids for the coffee cups and I spilled coffee all over me. I stuck my hat here. Ice bucket. These are cookies that we brought with us. That's the coffee maker over here. I don't know if it's like a Nespresso brand or whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. Underneath we have this cabinet with the mini fridge, which is a pretty decent size and making that annoying noise. And we have these 4 drawers that are really not deep at all. And what pisses me off, so we got a room with 2 queens because the king is like $10 more a night and that's a ripoff. But look at this. Where the TV is, there's like this console with a ledge that extends to where the desk is. Please ignore like our stuff. But under the TV, it's just this open shelving, which would be fine in a normal environment, except you can't fit anything here. Like, look, this is my hand. Look at this. It's so narrow. And we have a chair to sit in. The desk, there's like USBs and plugs and stuff. And look at our actually pretty decent view. I think that that's the what they call the St. Johns River, like right there that we can see. Up and to my right, looking out the window, is where probably the rooftop pool is. I don't know. This is pretty good. There's some green space out there. I think we should be able to see the fireworks. I don't know if we can see them from this like window. Probably not. It looks really nice, honestly, because like in our other room, we were on the 4th floor. We were only looking down out at that part of the roof. And so now that we're up here, and it's much better. So room is comfortable, turned the AC, changed it a little bit, and now we're just gonna decompress and get some food and stuff.
So is the pool out here?
Yeah,
I don't know, it must be.
It says 6 to 11. You don't need a card to get through here. You just
Oh,
step
well
in.
then it makes sense that you need a card to get through to
Just
the
that first
workout
one.
room. Oh my god, the wall of humidity. Ugh. There's no lifeguard on duty here either. See, so I said, I was talking to my dad and I was like, there's a rooftop pool, and he was like, that's dangerous. And I'm like, Dad, like there's walls all around it. Like nobody is gonna die here.
The bridge is all lit up.
Yeah, I see
Oh!
that. I see that.
Oh, cool. Oh, it's for the 4th. Wait, can we go out here, or is this
No.
just a window?
No.
No, this is a door.
Yeah, I know it is the door, but it's locked.
Oh, that makes sense. Dang.
I already tried it.
I mean,
They don't want to have people jumping off the railing.
it's like a Juliet balcony.
Yeah, it's a fake balcony.
This is a nice pool area. You know, this is the time to come. There's no one here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the bar too. Over there, the pool bar. Another thing I completely forgot to mention was on the night of the 4th, we actually ran into a friend of mine who was there with their family, and they said that the 4th floor balcony of the hotel was reserved for our group to watch the fireworks. We're really happy that we found this out because we didn't know where we were going to go watch them. So we ended up getting food from food trucks that were at the Riverwalk, which was right in front of the hotel. And then afterwards we went upstairs and all watched the fireworks on the balcony together. It was really cool. Overall, I would say that this is probably one of the best hotels that we've had the convention at so far, in my humble opinion. It was pretty easy to get around, I thought. The convention center was spread over 3 floors, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floor of the hotel. The main level, the ground level, was where the front desk, both restaurants, and the marketplace were, as well as the hotel lounge and the gift shop. There were also a couple of different exits too outside. There was the main exit out the front where valet was. There was also another exit over by the gift shop, which a lot of people would use to bring their guide dogs out, as that was one of the relief areas. And it was also where we got tour buses to leave on convention tours. The hotel itself was actually in a really interesting area. There wasn't a whole lot right around it. There were a couple of restaurants. We did go to a few of them. There was Cinco de Mayo, which was a Mexican place within walking distance. I went there one night with Ankar and a friend of ours for dinner. And there was another place called Indochen. I don't really know how to pronounce it. It was Asian fusion, kind of, sorta. There were a lot of Thai things on the menu, but a lot of it was also just generic Asian / Chinese American food, I guess, like crab rangoon and things like that. Ankar and I went there our final night during the banquet. We have been skipping the banquet the last few years and have been going on either a date night or getting together with friends and doing our own thing. I thought the food there was okay. It wasn't terrible. However, we had gone earlier in the week to a place that was about a 10-minute Lyft ride away in San Marco, I think. That was called Blue Orchid Thai. The food there I thought was very, very good, and so did our friends. I was there with Ankar and 2 of our other friends. We had a great dinner. We had a fantastic waiter. He was telling us that the people who own the restaurant are a Thai couple. It's family owned, and the kitchen staff are all Thai. And also all of the art pieces around the restaurant were from Thailand. Our food was so good. It was also reasonably priced. I got the drunken noodles, I think it was. It was delicious. It wasn't super spicy. I think I got like the lowest amount of spice. Another friend of ours got hers at like the top level spice, and she said it was really good. And myself and our friend sitting next to her, we could smell the spices coming off of her plate. Overall, our meal there was great. I just wish it was a little bit of a closer distance from the hotel so we could have walked there, but the ride wasn't super bad getting there and back. Unfortunately, we did get a Lyft denial on our way back. I don't really want to go into too much details, but one of our friends with us has a guide dog. The first Lyft that we had ordered, the driver did not want to take us because of her guide dog, which is illegal, and an argument ensued and it was not great. However, we did get a Lyft eventually to come pick us up, our second Lyft that we had ordered. They did come. Weirdly enough, the driver had a passenger in her front seat, and I don't know if like you can do that. I don't think you can. I think it was like a friend or a family member or somebody with her. So there were 4 of us, and on our end, we should have put down that there were 4 of us waiting for a car, but we all kind of squished in the back seat and it was fine. Anyway, the food at the hotel, like I had kind of alluded to, it was okay. There were not a whole lot of options. It was kind of generic. There were some seafood things. We ate a couple of times at Shore, which is their restaurant on site. Ankur, it looks like you have about the same amount of fries that I...
Oh, you have more.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I'm gonna steal.
Excuse you. You can have a fry, I don't care. The pizza looks good.
You just eat.
Ankur and I also got appetizers a couple of nights from the Shore Tavern, which is like their lounge area, sorta. The one morning that I got breakfast from the restaurant, I thought it was pretty good. I got the Southern Benedict. It was an Eggs Benedict with pulled chicken. There were fried green tomatoes, and honestly, it was pretty good. The other days, we ate breakfast in the room. The first day that we got there, which was the 3rd, and we did that deliberately to avoid all the chaos of the front desk, we did an order from Winn-Dixie through DoorDash. With that order, we got some breakfasty stuff. We got like yogurts, bananas, some granola to put in our yogurt, some blueberries to put in as well, and we got some muffins. The day later when we went to Target, we did a Target run on the 4th. The Target we were gonna go to that's closer to the hotel was not open. I don't know if it's because it was the 4th or what. So we went to another one that was a little slightly further away, but it was fine because it was like, you know, the big Target with the grocery store and everything. We got some more snacky type things. Also more water. I have issues drinking water a lot of the time when I'm traveling, tap water, like from hotels and such. I don't know why, it just kills me. So I deliberately avoided that and instead drank out of bottled water that we had gotten from Winn-Dixie because I just couldn't handle the tap water. The snacks we had were individually wrapped things. We got granola bars, some Cheez-Its and things like that to just throw in our bag when we were out and about, either in the hotel or on like a tour and we wanted a snack on the bus or whatever. The good thing about the hotel was that they did have a 24-hour market. It's like their fake Starbucks thing. They serve food there and you can get food from the restaurant there. Like you can order it to go at the market counter, which was great. The good news about that being open 24 hours is that we were able to get grab and go cold sandwiches the night before one of our tours that left really early. And so we were looking at the timing between that tour and another one that we were getting on when we got back to the hotel, and we figured that we wouldn't have enough time to eat lunch at the hotel or get anything to eat because there was an hour window, and that's if we had gotten back on time, which we kind of did, but I'm going to talk about tours in another video. We got cold sandwiches the night before, put them in our fridge, and then the next morning we stuck them into Ankur's backpack and they were fine. We did eat them while we were still at the venue. We did get held up at that venue. Again, I'm going to talk more about that in my tour video. But overall, I thought the hotel itself was great. Every single staff person that we encountered was super helpful, super kind. We had one issue with our housekeeper and it was so bizarre. So our last full day there, we did not get housekeeping service. And when we went to the front desk to ask about that, because we needed more towels, we needed our trash emptied because, you know, we'd been eating snacks and breakfasty stuff in the room. The little teeny tiny trash can was like overflowing and we hadn't had housekeeping. So the person at the front desk said that our housekeeper allegedly told somebody that we had refused service for the day at around 2 p.m. Neither of us were physically in the room at 2 p.m. We were in the ballroom because there was a roll call vote happening for ACB at that time. And as I was the delegate from Massachusetts, I had to be like physically in the room. I would have done it on Zoom, but there were a lot of technical issues with the hotel. Because of that miscommunication, the head of housekeeping actually called me. I don't know why they didn't call Ankur, but like they called me on my phone and they were very apologetic. They sent one of their best room attendants up, according to her, to service our room because housekeeping was done done for the day. This was at like 6 or 7 o'clock at night that we realized we hadn't gotten housekeeping because we'd gone back to the room before we were going to go out to eat. They did service our room, and then apparently she went up after they serviced our room, the head of housekeeping, to make sure that they had actually serviced it. I just thought that was really nice of her. I'd never had something like that happen before. Overall, I think that our hotel experience was great. Was not a fan of the lack of storage in the room. That was a big issue, especially since we were there for like a little over a week, but that's the hotel itself. There's nothing really that we could have totally done about that. Luckily, a lot of the things that we brought with us were hung up in the closet. Not a whole lot of things we brought had to be folded in a drawer, but beyond that, the stuff that we did bring that was in our suitcases that was folded kind of just stayed in the suitcase. I wasn't a huge fan of that, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, it ended up being fine. The beds were comfortable. The hotel overall was pretty comfortable. We were woken up a couple of times in the middle of the night because our room was right near the elevators, and unfortunately there were some yelling, disrespectful people at 3 o'clock in the morning 2 nights in a row, which was not great because we had to get up very early the next day to go do stuff. Anyway, another thing really quick that I want to do here is I would like to go through our ACB favor bag that we got. Some of these items were put in from the Florida Host Committee for ACB. I don't know if this was a BVA bag as well, like if the BVA people got the same bags as we did. I know our bags said American Council of the Blind on one side and Blinded Veterans Association on the other. They had the logos. I got a t-shirt in mine. Onkar got a t-shirt in his. I also got a pin. Those were extra paid things that we paid for. This is Onkar's bag sitting here. Mine is like in a heap next to it. It's really cool because ACB is collaborating with Blinded Veterans Association this year. It's a tan bag and it has blue writing, and one side says Blinded Veterans Association with their little logo, and it probably says something below it, I don't know. And the other side says ACB, and then there's like the Braille font underneath it because it's ACB. Our bags are exactly the same in terms of the contents for the most part. We just got different size t-shirts, and I got a pin in mine. This is the t-shirt. It's still folded. It's supposed to show like a rocket launch, kind of. Some of the details are hard to tell because there's so much in the graphic that they had done up. I'm pretty sure it says ACB on it somewhere. I didn't unfold it. Mine is a medium. I believe Onkar got a large. They gave us a roll of masking tape or duct tape or whatever this is. Oh, this is an ad for Orcam, which is a camera device that can like clip onto your glasses. I don't remember if I said this, but I talked to them about like doing something with a field rep, and then they tried calling me like at 8 or 9 o'clock at night to follow up on the whole field rep thing, and it was really weird. This is another ad. I don't know what this is. This looks like it's like a little graphic thing. It looks like it's for kids, honestly. Upon further inspection, it was actually a coloring book that I think was donated by JP Morgan Chase, because they are the like leadership fellow sponsors for ACB, and they donate a lot of things to us. Oh, we have snackies. I wonder if our included snacks are different. This is Schneider's mini pretzels. We have a toothbrush and a little teeny tiny thing of toothpaste in there that's like the size of like an eyedropper kind of. We have a signature guide. And for those of you who don't know, a signature guide is how people who are blind and low vision are able to line up their signature on a line to sign like a receipt or a check or something. Mine is green. I don't know if they're all the same. It looks like it's branded to something. It's like a little notepad. We have some Purell wipes for your sanitization needs. Chapstick, lip balm, whatever you want to call this. This is what's really neat. We have Sony Link Buds for free. They're like the Gen 1 ones, so they're not the newer ones. You're able to like hear your surroundings with them when you have them in. They're not noise canceling, which I think is appropriate for this crowd because like it's a blind convention. But they're for free. Sony donated them to ACB, so they're like originally $100-something. We have a little thing of travel Kleenex, a little thing of fruit snacks. What the heck is this? I think this is an eye mask. It looks like it's a folded up eye mask, like folded in half. A Nature Valley Chewy Oat bar. It looks like there's a couple of business cards in here. Oh, and a pin, but this is not the convention pin that I ordered. This pin is the American flag. My convention pin is rolled up in this little tiny bubble wrap thing that's taped together, and I don't want to open it right now because it looks like it's going to be a hassle. We have a thumb drive with Braille on it. We got one of these in the past. Again, could not tell you what the heck this is for. We have a business card for Guide Dogs for the Blind who are out on the West Coast. They are in California and Oregon. There's a QR code on the back as well. This feels like a tea bag.
I don't know if it's black tea. I can't read the label. I tried looking at it closely and I could not for the life of me figure it out. This is a thing. It's just purely Braille. I am not a Braille reader anymore, so shame on me. I don't know what this is. There's no print on this at all. And then the rest of it is just kind of like advertising for other things in Braille and print.
We also went to a few events in the hotel that were part of the convention. We did quite a few CCLVI programming. That's Council of Citizens with Low Vision International, and they had little favors that they gave out each year. I'm blocking their 800 number with my finger. These are can lids. They can go on any sort of can or jar. It says CCLVI on it, and it has their website as well as their 800 number. The website is cclvi.org. We ended up with 4 of them each somehow. They were on like tables when we were at the dance, which we did, which was great, and they were on tables for Family Feud, which was their game night, and I think they were also there when we went to the This Old House program, which was talking about home maintenance, being blind or visually impaired. I think that they can fit on multiple different sizes of can or jar. I have not put them on anything, but I think they're pretty versatile. I have 4, Onkar has 4. Our colors are kind of varying. I have a black one, a white one, a yellow, and a green. He gave me the green one actually because it matched the dress that I wore kind of to the dance. I had a teal dress on. Here's a picture. He has some similar colors. I think he has like a black, a white, a dark blue, and a lighter blue. I don't know. They change their little favor that they do every year for their events. This was this year's, obviously. The panel that we went to on home maintenance was interesting. I feel like I got some information out of it, and I also left wanting to know a little more. But I think that the people that they had on the panel each did a great job. They had one who's completely blind who knows how to do a lot of plumbing things around their home. They had somebody who used to be a master electrician before he lost his sight later in life. And they had somebody who was talking about container gardening, which was really cool and something I never really thought of before. So I really liked listening to that. That was a free panel that we went to. The dance and Family Feud were not free, but that's okay because the money went to the Low Vision affiliate. Another fun thing that we did was bingo. The Families affiliate always does a bingo every single year, and I have done bingo basically every year that I've gone to convention. I've not won yet. However, Onkar and one of our friends, literally, they both needed one last number, and it was the same number, and they both would have won bingo, but then someone else won and they got a valid bingo, and then they told us to clear our cards. We did play Family Feud. We did get a team together. It was 5 of us against 5 others. We had a lot of fun with that. I didn't film during it just because there was a lot going on. I didn't really vlog in general a lot during this convention. It was a little overwhelming with some of the things that we did, but I can't wait for you guys to hear more about the tours that we did. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave any comments, feedback, and suggestions down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in the next one. Bye.